At this point, it's a really good idea to ensure that children understand how the code is constructed and what it does. And you can do that by asking them a set of questions, like, for example, you could ask them, what would you change if you only wanted to ask questions about one set of times tables? What if you also wanted sound to play instead of just a message saying hooray? What if you wanted to give somebody 3 goes at answering a question? How might you change the code? What might you do? So it's really getting them to think about the code and think about how they could go away and make changes to the game. So having established that they can talk about the code and explain how it works, then we can go back to our functionality and think about implementing levels. So levels is quite straightforward to implement, but it just requires keeping a few things in your head at the same time. So having established that the next functionality that we need to implement is levels, we can then go ahead and talk about what might be different on the next level of the game. And so we'll probably get responses about the background might be different, the character asking the questions might be different, the questions themselves are likely to be different, and possibly the scoring is even more brutal than the previous level, or easier if the level they're designing is the one before. So what we're going to do is just explain how to move to the next level, and then the children will be implementing the questions and the scoring and the character themselves. So let's see how we might change the background to the next level. So I've just clicked on the stage backdrop here, and I'm just going to choose a color, and with my fill bucket just fill it in that particular color. And at the moment this background is called backdrop 1, and I might just call it level 1 background. It's always level 1 BG. So it's always a good idea to label anything you can with very meaningful names, because it really helps when you're writing the code and it helps other people to understand what it is that you're doing. I'm just going to add some text to this. So I'll just call this level 1. I'm just going to change the color to a lighter shade actually. So let's do that, and that's okay. I need another background as well to differentiate between this and the other one, so I'm just going to right click and duplicate, and again I'm going to just fill this in a different color to the one I've already got, and just give this a heading level 2 at the top, just so that we can tell between the two different backgrounds. Now, to move between the two different backgrounds, the first thing we want is whenever we start the program, we always want it to start on level 1. And the way we're going to do that is under our backdrop. At the top, we have got a place to add code to our background. And the code we're going to add to our background is that when the game starts, somebody's usually clicked on the green flag. And what we'd like to do, if somebody's done that, is to switch to the level 1 background. So underneath looks, I'm just going to go to switch to level 1 background. And in actual fact, I haven't labeled my other background properly, so this one is my level 2 background. So that's a bit better. So that's my level 1 background, that's my level 2 background. And the script is that when I click on the green flag, it's going to switch to the other level. So if we run this now, so it's always going to start with the level 1 background. So let's just stop this. And we're going to do the same thing with our character. So we're just going to go and get a new character. So if I just go away and choose a sprite, so let's just find a different character and say OK to that. And the same again with this character. I don't really want it showing when the green flag is clicked. So under events, when the green flag is clicked, I always want this character to be hidden. So underneath looks, I need to hide this character, which means that when the green flag is clicked, I always want this character to show. So I can just add the show to that bit there. So what we now need is a way of jumping from this set of instructions to the set of instructions that this particular character might ask. And we'll do that by using the events blocks, and the one we'll choose, the ones we'll look at are the ones about sending and receiving messages, and we'll do that in the next video.